Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my third project for Off the Board with Pineapple Papers, hashtag OTBWPP. My friend Crystal, whose YouTube channel is Pineapple Papers, and of course I'll have it linked below, is doing a project and a video a day throughout the entire month of July using some, not all, using some of those pins from her Pinterest boards. We all pin, and we have this fantastic library of pins that we never use. So she came up with this lovely idea and has been doing the most fantastic projects along with quite a few collaborators. I think pretty much every day somebody, one of us, or maybe a few of us are participating. So this is my pin for today. Again, a little similar to the first layout that I did, and I will link that down below as well. I went for something that was not related to scrapbooking basically at all, so not a sketch, not a scrap lift, not a mood board, but rather some scenery. I love pinning scenery. Some places that I've been and others I have not been. And this is from Loch Ness in Scotland. And what drew me to this, I think, was a little bit of the dreamy feel here. This sort of looking out from a window or in a cave kind of thing, and looking at this dreamy, foggy feel, this lovely green, bright green, which contrasts with the stonework here. So this is sort of what I took away. And the first thing that I did really was I let this pin here, let me put it closer so that we can see it pretty much throughout. I let this pin dictate my photo. So I went back into my backpacking trip photos, back into the BRASOV file and Dracula's Castle or Bran Castle, and use this photo. And I use this photo because it is looking into an inner courtyard, so looking out over something, I think from a room where I was taking the photo somewhere around here. This sort of course, the whole day at Bran Castle was filled with a little bit of an eerie feel. It was a foggy, even a little bit of a rainy day to give that sort of mood and feel. The stonework, and then a little bit of the green that pops out within there. So that is the first thing I took from the pin, and then I tried to replicate a little bit. So I really looked at this sort of stonework and thought I would do a little bit of stenciling around here. I used a craft background, of course, so kept some craft, some of this terracotta color, and then of course to brighten everything up, the pops of green. So the first thing I did on my background is I used this lovely stencil from Vicky Boutin from the Kaleidoscope collection, and I used some basic white texture paste. And what I've been doing lately is using some of these inkers, these refills. This is a Stampin' Up, and I have pretty much the entire collection, and this one is aptly called Terracotta, and I mixed it in with the white texture paste until I pretty much got a color that matched the roof tiling in my photo. So there's an idea for you. Those reinkers, the distress ones, work beautifully as well as these, and sprays. I use my shimmers mists as well when I want a little bit of a shimmery finish, which I did not want here because that sort of didn't go with the mood. So I did some stenciling on the background just to give it a little bit of definition, frame it in a little bit like this pin does. And then, quite frankly, the rest of this layout is very, very simple. There are not a lot of supplies on here. The majority, well, all of them actually, all the paper are some scraps from the Vicky Bruton Kaleidoscope from my kit that I still have. This is a piece of branding strip. This little background paper here was the multicolored starburst one. So you see the greens here, a little bit of that sort of terracotta peeking through here. Then here we see peeking through that lovely heart paper. That was the multicolor rainbow hearts. So I put that under here. And then throughout those strips of hearts, there were a lot that were more in the craft color, with a few of the, this bright green heart I sort of cut out from under here. Kelsey, you should be proud of me. I did a lot of gutting here. And then I fussy cut the rest of these hearts, inked them with this Stampin' Up terracotta ink to give a little bit of depth and definition. Some I laid flat, some I popped up, some I popped up partway. This side is flat, this side is popped up. These two are flat, and then I just use the chipboard. Really, it has nothing to do with anything here, but I like the black. I like that we were there that day, so let's do this. Sort of making it work. Miranda, random, maybe? Do I get a random point here? There we go. So there we go. And then here, just these little scraps, which really were about this big, and I just cut out, and then cut these out as well. So really, I think Kelsey would be quite proud of me on this one. So that is basically, so a little bit of layering, the fussy cut hearts. I used some freckled fawn clear puffy stickers or enamel stickers that I had in my stash. This is a very old thickers that I have in my stash as well. So Room with a View, which I thought was apt because that's exactly what this is and what I was doing. And then the way I guess I had done the stenciling and the way all these little scraps fit in left a few little odd shaped areas, and so that is how I chose my little clusters. So under here there was a little bit of a gap. Just put this multicolored chipboard. This odd little gap here, I just put tiny little bit of journaling, the inner courtyard at Brand Castle, and this little gap here I put the year, 2006. Then I used a few enamel dots. These are some Your Next stamp, and I finished this entire sheet, so I don't have it here to show you, in some of these little gaps again. Some little glittery dots from these alphas, and then I went into the Yadare Hey Canada sequin mix from Spiegelbaum Scraps and got these lovely brown sort of wood grain sequins to add and dot a little bit about in the three clusters. And there you have it. So there once again is the pin that I used, and if you pop on over to Instagram or to the Mercy Tiara Facebook group, I will also put a photo of that pin in case you would like to pin it yourself. And just to give you a little bit of an idea where and how this will fit in my album, this will go next to this one in my album, and this I had done during the Secret Not Secret Kit Club June party. This was our telephone tag. We were teams of 5, and this was our telephone tag challenge, and I've shared this one in a previous video as well. So now that I look at this, just to make it a little bit more cohesive, I think I might just go and cut a tiny little strip off here and back this on some black cardstock as well. So it fits perfectly. I can't remember at the moment whether the sort of dining room is where I was taking the photo from, or whether it might have been from Dracula's bedroom. I can't remember, but these two go quite well together, and this finishes off my Bran Castle, and I think the BRASOV portion of my backpacking album. If you would like to see a flip through of my Romanian album, just let me know. Leave a comment below. Have you been following along with Crystal's awesome series? And if so, have you made any layouts using your pins? If you have, use the hashtag OTBWPP. Tag us in the Mercy Tiara Facebook group, in the Rediscover Your Stash group if you are a member of that group, or on Instagram. And I will see you again soon with another layout. Thank you for being here. Bye.